I put away childish thing, you know what I mean? Two bulls can reel in one pen, and I could go on and on and on with proverbs.
Yes.
To the effect that VYBZ KARTEL had to be on its own.
So you saw in 2006 that you would be a bull, and there's no way you and him can reign in the same pen.
Yeah.
And so you walked out.
Yeah, I had to do that.
Because back then, you saw yourself going to the top.
Yeah, and if
surpassing Killer, you were saying?
Surpassing everyone in dancehall music right now, because you know from time to time you have top contenders and you have defending champions. Right now, VYBZ KARTEL is the defending champion.
Okay.
And no one can deny that.
But Killer does not accept that any DJ in the business, as he puts it, better than him. Where are you on that?
Well, as I said before, I'm not really here to discuss what Killer thinks or what any other artist thinks. Yes. I'm telling you what is in the mind of the people and what is out there statistically to prove that VYBZ KARTEL is the M-A-N.
Okay. You're the man right now. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's talk about Sting. Why didn't you want to do Sting?
Well, Sting, I didn't want to do Sting for a lot of reasons, but the main reason was monetary-wise, because, you know, over the years, VYBZ KARTEL and a lot of artists have lent their expertise and their talents and time to Sting without getting proper compensation monetarily.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I figured that VYBZ KARTEL being the MAN right now, I deserve my share of the compensation, you know what I mean?
And what is that?
It was a hefty sum, but you know what I mean? I think it was a sum that could have been paid by the promoters, based on the fact that they got a lot of sponsorship, big box sponsorship from a lot of people.
But shouldn't it be based on your pulling power? How many people can actually pull to the venue?
VYBZ KARTEL and Mavado can pull every single dancehall fan to Sting.
With no help from anyone else?
With no help from anyone else, and I can guarantee that.
If you're saying categorically right now, Cartel, that if you and Mavado are put on a show, the entire dancehall fan base will come out to it?
Definitely, and if you're a promoter that keeping an event that night, I think you should cancel.
Yeah.
Trust me, if VYBZ KARTEL and Mavado are on any dancehall event anywhere in Jamaica, it could have even been the West End, and you're keeping something on the North End, I think you should cancel.
Cancel it?
Yeah.
So what I don't know. So like some fest, Johnny Guzan should forget about everybody else and just drop you and Mavado on something.
No, that is not the case. But what I'm saying is that a Sumfest dancehall night without VYBZ KARTEL and Mavado is irrelevant. That wouldn't be a true reflection of what dancehall is and where dancehall is right now without a VYBZ KARTEL or the likes of a Mavado on it.
I understand that clearly. The part I'm not clear on is whether you both of you alone could do it. Because we have watched this thing over the years, and what we know is that there are some people who pull out the crowd and others who deliver to the audience.
Well,
and the crowd puller is not necessarily always
that's the deliverer.
The one who delivers.
That's true, yes. But we were talking about pulling the crowd, you know what I mean? Actually getting the people to pay their hard-earned cash.
Yes. And
come into a venue. VYBZ KARTEL and Mavado at this point in time in dancehall music, 2011, as I'm speaking now, can do it.
Yeah, what I'm saying though, I understand very clearly that the top people, the Mavado and VYBZ KARTEL, are needed on the lineup to make it work.
Yeah.
But we are yet to prove that when you put the people who make it work alone on a show, they can bring out the crowd to make it happen.
We have not gotten the chance to prove that as yet.
We have seen in the past, this thing started a long time ago. This dancehall's phenomenon started years ago, over 30 years ago, and we have watched it very carefully over the years. We know. I agree with you. If the top man is not on a show, it is in jeopardy. But we've also seen situations where top man go on show and it's 2000 and 2005 and less than the money they are asking for coming out.
Well, all right. Example. A few artists were, Margaritaville kept a series of shows over the last month period. It was like 4 shows for 4 Saturdays in the month. The first show they used like 4 artists, Bounty Killer, I think Idonia, Chino, and I think someone else. And every week they have been using like 3 to 4 artists on the event.
Yes.
But they only had to keep it in the club, in Margaritaville club itself. because the turnout was basically between 500 to 800 people. The night that VYBZ KARTEL was on it, they had to open the beach because the crowd capacity, pre-sold tickets alone was like 3,900 people. And that is just one example of VYBZ KARTEL's pulling power. If you're talking about performance now, well, VYBZ KARTEL is working on his performance in terms of performing with a band, which is not one of my strong points. But pulling a crowd, no holds barred, VYBZ KARTEL is the man for the job.
Okay. It's a pity, though, that you didn't use the opportunity on Sting Night to prove it once and for all and to settle once and for all that argument.
But we did.
Into a bigger venue.
We actually did. More than VYBZ KARTEL actually did it Sting 2008.
Hey.
With the clash of VYBZ KARTEL and Mavado, that was one of the biggest crowd pullers in the history of Sting.
Cartel, but more
even bigger than Bounty Killer.
A whole heap of middle order man were there. Some of the veterans were there. You cannot disregard those who.
I know, but it would be safe to say that.
Yes.
If I do say so myself, it would be safe to say that 90% of the people came out to see VYBZ KARTEL and Mavado showdown.
No doubt. We just talked about that. But it's a pity you didn't take a venue on the 26th of December 2010. That could a 10,000 venue and a settle the argument once and for all.
No, but it would be the same for the same because Sting 2010 wasn't Mavado and KARTEL alone. Anyways, it would still have the usual suspects. So one could not use that as a proving point.
Yes.
Nonetheless, one would have to keep VYBZ KARTEL and Mavado alone in a venue like Jam World, in a venue like Catherine Hall, and see the pulling power of both artists.
That is what I'd like to say.
And I can guarantee that any promoter that does that will be laughing all the way to the bank.
Well, the promoters are listening. I will see how they respond to that. But in terms of Sting, will you go back and perform for Sting? Will you?
Yeah, man. It was nothing personal, where Sting was concerned. It's business as usual, because I got 7 kids to feed.
Okay.
So it was business for VYBZ KARTEL.
7.
And counting.
We'll be talking about that and more after this break. Bleaching will be the topic in the next segment right here on stage.